What is up, everybody? Thank you for tuning into today's video. I figured this week to switch it up a little bit, instead of working on another fossil, we would kind of go over to the other side, which is minerals, basically. And with that, we are going to clean this big piece of crystal quartz. As you can see, it's rather big. I think it's like 7 inches long, 5 inches wide when I measured it the first time, at its widest points. But yeah, basically, this thing is super dirty, so we're going to give it a hydrogen peroxide bath. And then we're just going to see how clean it will get by scrubbing it and picking at it and using a couple different tools. You can see there's some pretty nice structure on the front of this. We can get a better view of that later once it's clean, or maybe during the cleaning process. But that's basically what we're going to be doing today. So I guess we'll just have to see how clean this thing will get. But without further ado, let's get to work. Basically, what we'll be doing first is we'll actually be covering the piece in water to let it soak for just about a minute or two, and then we'll start out by scrubbing it with the toothbrush, see what we can get off with that, and go from there. So we didn't get it completely covered, but this ought to do it for now. As you can see, a lot of it came off just by the force of the water pushing on it, so obviously it wasn't on there too much. Okay, so here we are. It's actually a few days later, if I'm being honest. So this whole transition might seem kind of weird, but basically I've looked at the previous footage, and I believe we have gotten all that we can get with the water. So basically, we're going to move on to the peroxide now. When we get to the scrubbing, we will be wearing gloves because peroxide will dry out the hands pretty quick, especially if it's straight peroxide. But yeah, so that's basically what we're going to do. I'm just going to fill this up with peroxide now, and see you guys in a few minutes. Okay, so I've had this half sitting in the peroxide for a few minutes now. As you can see, it's collected a good amount of debris down there on the bottom, which is a good sign. That's what we want. We're going to get ready to flip the other half down into the peroxide and let that soak for a minute. Okay, so we got our gloves on. We are going to flip this crystal. But what I'm looking for is when I start scrubbing, I'm looking for all this red stuff to just basically flake off. And that's the hope. Because if it doesn't, we're probably just going to leave it. Because as I said earlier, there are chemicals you can use to get them cleaner, but I don't have any of those. So here's our finished piece. As you can see, it still has a lot of iron left on it, which I'm not all that happy about, but what can you do? What I am happy about is if we flip it over here, the nice crystal structure we have here got really clean, as you can see there. There's a bit of debris left in between the crystals. I'm not going to worry about that too much because overall it doesn't make the crystal look any different really. That basically answers our question. This does not get all that clean, but the crystals got clean, so that's good. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.